So it's an absolute delight to be here. And likewise, I want to thank everybody. As the mother of five and a businesswoman, I know how hard it is to carve out time to learn about things that may or may not be relevant to any of us. So I really appreciate that you stopped what you were doing, you came here with an open mind, and I just want to go on record as saying that Cindy did check out the website, so she does know that I can tend to be a little bit snarky or edgy, but that's kind of has worked really well over the last 20 years. So I always encourage people to buckle up, and if you find your jaw on the table, no worries, we'll pick it up and I'll answer all the questions that might be running through your head. So I'll tell you very briefly a little bit about myself. 22 years ago, I found myself pregnant with my oldest daughter, and had the same dreams that every new parent has about how lovely it's going to be, and how calm and patient and encouraging I was going to be, and we were going to have just this fabulously delicious relationship, no matter what anybody else told me about how it was going to be. And for the first 10 or 12 weeks, I actually believed that. I had these visions in my head about the kind of parent that I would be. But in a moment of complete clarity at about 3 a.m. in the morning, I woke up and I realized that just because this baby was going to come out of my body did not mean that I was going to turn into Mary Poppins. Oh no, I would remain me. And me consisted of words like impatient, bossy, demanding, self-centered. And I thought, okay, yeah, probably that's going to be the kind of parent that I'll be, which means that we're both in for 18 years of misery. And that was not my idea of a good time. 18 years fighting with this small thing that I was so excited about having in utero. So I made it a life mission to go out and find information that helped me develop a parenting strategy that I really thought that I could live with. And one of the things I recognized early on for myself was I didn't need books that said it's really important that you love your baby, that you look at them a lot and you touch them and you read to them, yeah, duh. Okay, and the other side of the coin was, okay, and when they spit peas at you, you need a discipline strategy for that, lady. And when they tell you no, and I thought, you're kidding me. I'm not spending 18 years disciplining people. I mean, I wouldn't be in a relationship for 18 years with anybody I know if they thought the best way to interact with me was to discipline me when I was naughty. So I needed to find something that I thought, I can do this day in and day out. This makes sense to me. This isn't some, psychological babble or parenting strategy 101 that is going to take too much time and energy. And frankly, I needed parenting for the, remedial parenting. I'm not particularly bright. And on a good day, honestly, I'm probably a C- parent. So I needed really good information that could do the job when I was just too tired. And by 7 o'clock with 5 children, I'm too tired to parent well. So everything I've done over the last 22 years is to really create systems that make sense to parents, but more importantly, they make sense to the kids. Because if they make sense to your kids will keep the system going when you're too tired, which happens a lot in my house with 5 children. Now, most of them are out of the house. And we started with money management at the very beginning, when they were very, very small. And when I teach money management, it's usually in the context of what we call a family meeting, which happens every single week for 15 minutes a week, 15 minutes a day, once a week. And the reason that we set it up this way was a couple of reasons. One, it entices the children to come to the family meeting, where you solve all kinds of other problems, like how to distribute the chores so that the kids help out every day without you nagging and bribing. It teaches kids how to knock off all the sibling rivalry and the fighting, because we're teaching them about appreciation, so their attitude starts to change about the family. But initially, they don't see that there's any real big benefit to come to this family meeting, so we entice them with money. We're going to give you some money at the end of it. Now, the kids immediately, what? Excuse, could you say that again? So we've got them at the table. We tell them it's only 15 minutes. So they're open, they're counting, are we there? Are we to the money yet? 12 minutes, we got, okay. So we've got them at the table. But the other important reason that we do this is because how many of you have said, okay, we're going to give you an allowance. And we're going to give it to you on Monday morning, and it's going to be this amount of money. And 2 weeks later, you can't remember what day, how much, who got it, whether it was tied to chores, behavior, grades, or the fact that you're just pissed off today and you don't want to give it to them. Like, did I not just take you shopping and now you're asking me for your allowance? Your allowance is 3/4 of my budget. Like, okay, so we need to be held accountable, and we need consistency. Like, we have to know why we're doing something, right? So that we don't have to think overly hard. Why did I think this was a good idea? It just always has to seem like a good idea so you can bank on it. Right? Are you with me so far? Are we good? I haven't offended anybody. If I have, I apologize now. This is not my intent. It just happens. 5 kids. Come on. It happens. All right.